And before beginning, I would love to hear from you if you are seeking financial advice or have questions. I've put together a very short Google form survey, the link is in the description, and I'm really interested to hear what your single most important financial advice question is. I have some terrific quotes for you today from Peter Lynch, the celebrated investor of Fidelity's Magellan fund, where he returned 29.2% per year to his investors over a 13-year span. I've sorted the quotes into 3 categories, which I'm calling investing, psychology, and life. Most of the quotes come from the book One Up on Wall Street, which Lynch first published in 1988. I'm going to start off with the most well-known Peter Lynch quote of all time. Lynch told folks to invest in what you know. I love that. Lynch has a similar plea towards knowing your investment. Investing without research is like playing stud poker and never looking at the cards. This next quote is a bit less straightforward than the previous. Lynch writes, "This is one of the keys to successful investing. Focus on the companies, not on the stocks." And I really love the optimism of this next quote. My advice for the next decade? Keep on the lookout for tomorrow's big baggers. You're likely to find one. I think Mr. Lynch meant that last quote to remain true always. And the last quote I'm placing in the investing category offers some basic advice. Only invest what you could afford to lose without that loss having any effect on your daily life in the foreseeable future. Next, I have some quotes which are aimed towards the psychology of an investor. Lynch has a lot to say on the topic, and most of what I collected today talks about trying to time investments. First is, when you sell in desperation, you always sell cheap. And the next quote deals with uncertainty. Remember, things are never clear until it's too late. And I actually find this next quote a bit difficult to chew. The wrong-headed pessimism of the 1950s taught me not only that it's difficult to predict markets, but also that small investors tend to be pessimistic and optimistic at precisely the wrong times. So it's self-defeating to try to invest in good markets and get out of bad ones. And this next quote gives a really nice call to patience. The typical big winner in the Lynch portfolio, and I continue to pick my share of losers too, generally takes 3 to 10 years or more to play out. And I think this last psychology quote is really fantastic to remember. A person who owns property and has a stake in an enterprise is likely to work harder and feel happier and do a better job than a person who doesn't. The last category of quotes I'm calling about life. Lynch was really pretty unique for drawing upon diverse subjects and topics. The first quote explains where Lynch's thinking originated. In college, except for the obligatory courses, I avoided science, math, and accounting, all the normal preparations for business. I was on the art side of school, and along with the usual history, psychology, and political science, I also studied metaphysics, epistemology, logic, religion, and the philosophy of the ancient Greeks. As I look back on it now, it's obvious that studying history and philosophy was much better preparation for the stock market than, say, studying statistics. Investing in stocks is an art, not a science, and people who've been trained to rigidly quantify everything have a big disadvantage. And I have another dig from Lynch on the classic Wall Street education path. The secret of his success is that he never went to business school. Imagine all the lessons he never had to unlearn. And let's keep going with the digs against conventional Wall Street thinking. Actually, Wall Street thinks just as the Greeks did. The early Greeks used to sit around for days and debate how many teeth a horse has. They thought they could figure it out just by sitting there, instead of checking the horse. And my last quote is classic advice that is worth hearing from anyone. Find something you enjoy doing and give it everything you've got, and the money will take care of itself. Thanks for watching, and be sure to fill out the survey in the description if you are after financial advice.